All right, settle in because this story, it's completely nuts. It's like, oh my God, levels of crazy. My name's Joseph Joestar. Yeah, grandson of that Jonathan Joestar guy, the proper English gentleman. Me, I'm not so proper. I grew up in New York, raised by my sweet grandma Irina after my folks died. Mostly, I got by on charm, a bit of cheating at cards, and my knack for getting into, and usually out of serious trouble. See, I got this weird power, kind of like Grandpa Jonathan had. They called it Hamen. Sun energy stuff. Breathing right, making your spirit strong. I didn't really train it, just used it sometimes to shock people or cheat at dice. Worked pretty well, till my grandma got a letter about some creepy old guy named Robert E.O. Speedwagon. Yeah, weird name, great guy. Wanting to meet me in Mexico. Something about my grandfather's legacy. Sounded boring, but hey, free trip. Mexico was hot, dusty, and full of trouble. Speedwagon, this old dude with a heart of gold and a hat almost as big, met me. He told me about these ancient stone masks, like the one that turned Dio into a vampire. Turns out there was another one. And some German Nazi jerk named Rudolf von Stroheim dug it up nearby. We went to check out the dig site, big mistake. Stroheim was a total psycho, obsessed with power. He found the mask, ignored the warnings, and slapped it on one of his own men. Boom! Instant vampire. And not just any vampire. This thing was strong. Tore through Stroheim's soldiers like tissue paper. Then it saw me. Charged right at me. Instinct kicked in. Almond flared up. Pure luck. Really. And I punched it. Zap. The vampire just crumbled into dust. Felt pretty good. Stroheim the idiot got turned into Swiss cheese by his own creation. Karma's a bitch, huh? But the worst part. The vampire dust swirled together, forming a message on the wall. I am Santana. I serve the Pillarmen. Creepy, right? Speedwagon looked like he'd seen a ghost. Worse than a ghost. Turns out, Santana was just the appetizer. The Pillarmen? 3 ancient beings who slept in stone pillars for like 2,000 years. Way older, way stronger than any vampire. Their names were Wamu, Esadisi, and Kars. And they woke up hungry. Wham looked like a walking Greek statue. Esadisi was all muscles and veins, and Kars. Kars was their leader, cold smart, and had weird blades popping out of his arms. Scary guys, their goal? Ultimate power. They wanted these super powerful red stones of Aja, basically magic gems that amplified energy, and the stone masks, combine the mask with the stone under sunlight. Become the ultimate life form. Invincible. Rule the world. Yeah, not exactly my idea of a fun weekend. So here I am, Joseph Joestar, street smart New Yorker. Suddenly the only guy standing between these ancient monsters and, well, everything. No pressure. Speedwagon hooked me up with the only person who could maybe teach me how to not die instantly. This mysterious, beautiful woman named Lisa. She ran a Hamen training school on this super remote, windy island. Getting there involved crossing a deadly channel filled with razor-sharp rocks and whirlpools. Fun. I met Caesar Zeppeli there. Yeah, grandson of Baron Zeppeli, who trained my grandpa. Caesar was a walking ego with perfect hair and bubble-based Hamen. Seriously, Bubbles. He hated me on sight. Thought I was a lazy, disrespectful punk. Which, okay, maybe I was a little. Training with Lisa was brutal. She made me climb this giant stone pillar covered in oil, balance on spinning logs over spikes, dodge razor discs, the usual, like hell. Caesar was way better at it, naturally, showed off constantly. We fought like cats and dogs. But slowly, painfully, I started getting it. Real Hamen, not just party tricks. Breathing control, channeling energy, focusing my spirit. Lisa was tough. Scary even, but she knew her stuff. Our vacation got cut short. Wham showed up on the island. Yeah, the Pillar Man. He was hunting the red stone Lisa had hidden. He was terrifyingly fast and strong. Could turn his body into wind. How do you fight wind? He effortlessly beat Caesar and me. Lisa stepped in, fighting him with incredible skill and Hamen. It was amazing to watch. But Wamu was just too powerful. He took the red stone and left, but not before setting a challenge. He respected warriors weirdly. He gave us a month. 1 month to train, to get stronger. Then we had to meet him in SEDC in Switzerland. If we won, we got the stone back. If we lost, well, we'd be dead. No pressure, just a deadline with ancient super beings. The next month was hell. Lisa pushed us harder than ever. More oil pillars, more spikes, more deadly traps. Caesar and I still argued, but something changed. We saw each other fight, saw the skill beneath the attitude. Maybe, just maybe, we weren't so different. We started training together, pushing each other. We learned each other's moves, taught me about his bubble hamon. Way more useful than I thought. I taught him some dirty tricks. We even developed this cool combo move. We started becoming good friends. Weird. Switzerland was freezing. We met Wamu and Essidici in this huge ancient Roman arena. Essidici had grown. Pillar men are weird. Essidici went first. He was brutal. His body was like boiling blood. He could control his veins like whips, and he could heat up to insane temperatures. He fought dirty. Caesar fought him. It was intense. Caesar was incredible, using his bubbles and Hammond like a master. But Essidici was sneaky. He hid his main brain, his core life force, inside his arm. When Caesar thought he'd won, Essidici struck back. He injected Caesar with his burning, acidic blood. It was horrible. Caesar knew he was dying. But that stubborn Italian idiot wouldn't give up. He used his last moments, his last Hammon, to find Essidici's real brain hidden inside me. Yeah, Essidici snuck his core into my body, hoping to take me over later. Caesar found it, pulled it out with his bubbles, and destroyed it with his dying breath. He saved my life. He died. It's just like his grandfather. Standing there, looking at Caesar. My rival, my friend. Gone. It hurt bad. I'd never admit it, but I cried. That bubble-launching idiot. Now, I was angry. Really angry. Wham was next. He was honorable, but that didn't make him less dangerous. He could turn his body into pure wind, create tornadoes, and he had these super hard divine sandstorm rings that could cut through anything. We fought in the arena. It was the toughest battle of my life. He was faster, stronger, more skilled. He cut me up bad. He even used his own blood to create a super tornado. I was getting my butt kicked, but I had a plan. See, Wamu was honorable, but predictable. He followed his own code. I used that. I taunted him. I played dumb. I pretended to be beaten. I even used Caesar's broken headband, soaked in his blood and Hammon as a weapon, throwing it like a razor disc. It distracted Wamu for a second, just long enough. Remember that combo move Caesar and I practiced? I used it alone. I launched a Hammon-infused clacker volley, these steel balls on a string, my favorite weapon, right into his own super tornado. The Hammon traveled through the wind, guided by the clackers, and hit Wamu full force. He was tough. It didn't kill him outright, but it weakened him enough that I could deliver the final blow. I respected Wamu in a way. He fought with honor, but he was in my way. I won. Got the red stone back, but there was no time to rest. Kars was still out there. He had the last stone mask. He'd been busy gathering the final pieces. We tracked him to a volcano in the mountains. Lisa, Speedwagon, and me. Kars was waiting. He was cold, calculating, and more powerful than the others. He'd already perfected the mask somehow. Fought Lisa. He was too fast, too strong. He disarmed her, beat her. It was terrifying. Then Stroheim showed up. Yeah, the Nazi guy I thought died in Mexico. He was rebuilt as a freaking cyborg. Machine guns in his chest, super strength, the works. He helped, fighting Kars with bullets and pure German engineering fury. But Kars just sliced him apart, like butter. Kars grabbed the red stone from Lisa. This was it. Put the stone mask on, he held the red stone, and then the sun came out. Perfect timing for him, worst for us. The sunlight hit the red stone in the mask. Light amplified, focused. Kars transformed. Wings burst from his back, beautiful, feathered wings. He became perfect. The ultimate life form. He could control every part of his body, create life, absorb anything. He was unstoppable. He laughed. He grabbed a nearby squirrel, changed its cells instantly, turned it into a freaking pterodactyl. Just to show off, he flew off, leaving us in the dust. He'd won. The world was doomed. We chased him. Hopeless, right? He flew towards a nearby German airfield, stole a bomber plane loaded with explosives. His plan was fly high, dive into a volcano, and use the insane heat and pressure inside the Earth to create volcanic vents everywhere, covering the world in ash, blocking out the sun forever. Then he, the ultimate life form who didn't need sunlight, would rule over the darkness. Nuts, right? We managed to get a small plane. Me, Stroheim, and Speedwagon. We went after Cars. It was a crazy dogfight in the sky. Cars was toying with us. He shot our plane down. We crashed near the volcano. Cars dove his bomber straight into the freaking lava. This was bad, really bad. The ground started shaking. The volcano was waking up. Lava bubbled. Cars was down there, starting his apocalypse. I was out of ideas, out of tricks. Then I saw it. A big, heavy stone pinnacle near the crater's edge, cracked and ready to fall. And I remembered something Cars said when he got his wings. I was proud of them. Vain. And a crazy, stupid, utterly Joseph Joestar plan clicked into place. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever thought of. It had to work. I climbed the pinnacle. The volcano was erupting now. Lava spraying, rocks flying, heat unbearable. Cars burst out of the lava on a pillar of rock, triumphant, ready to watch the world end. He saw me standing there, on that wobbly rock. He laughed. "What can you possibly do, Jojo?" I grinned, my best cockiest grin. "Hey Cars, nice wings. Bet you can fly really high with those." He looked confused. "Good. I bet you can't fly higher than this." And then I jumped. Not at him, not away, straight up, as high as I could, using all my Hammond to boost the jump. Cars, confused and arrogant, took the bait. "You think you can escape me by jumping?" he roared, and shot after me like a rocket on his perfect wings. He caught up to me easily in the thin, freezing air, high above the erupting volcano. He grabbed me. "Foolish Jojo, your end is here." I just kept grinning. "Yeah, well, your next line is, what is happening? Why can't I move?" Cars' eyes widened. What is happening? Why can't I move? Exactly. See, we were way, way up, higher than any bird. The air was super thin and super cold. Cars' wings, they were perfect for flying. In normal air, up here, the thin air couldn't hold him. His muscles, built for power, couldn't move in the freezing vacuum. He was trapped, frozen stiff. His perfect body betrayed him. We started falling fast, back towards the volcano. Cars screamed, struggling uselessly. I managed to wriggle free. Below us, the volcano erupted with massive force. A huge plume of lava and rock shot straight up. Cars, frozen and helpless, couldn't dodge. The lava plume hit him dead on. The intense heat and pressure. Even the ultimate life form couldn't handle that much raw volcanic fury. Screamed, burning, melting, being blasted higher and higher, straight out of the atmosphere, into space. He froze solid almost instantly in the vacuum, a weird winged statue trapped in orbit around the Earth forever. A tomb of ice and darkness. Pretty fitting, huh? I fell, fast, pretty sure I was gonna splat. But good OL Speedwagon and what was left of Stroheim were waiting below. They caught me mostly. I broke a bunch of stuff. Hurt like crazy. But I was alive. We won. Somehow, through luck, crazy plans, and maybe a tiny bit of skill, we saved the world. Lisa. Well, turns out she's my mom. Long story, don't ask. Stroheim went back to being a crazy Nazi cyborg. Speedwagon kept being awesome. And me, Joseph Joestar, I went home, got married, had some kids. Tried to live a quiet life. Yeah, right. Trouble always finds a Joestar. But that's a story for another time. Point is, I faced down ancient super beings, avenged my friend, saved the planet with the dumbest plan ever, and lived to tell the tale. Not bad for a lazy punk from New York, huh? Just remember the secret. Think fast, run faster, and always have a crazy plan ready. Because you never know when you might need to punch a god in the face or launch an immortal into space. Later.